I don't normally get emergency calls after hours, but I did last night. Their main line was broken, so they had no water. I used to be called Tom the Big Bomb, but that was then, and this is now. Now you can call me Tom. That's right, the one and only. But you didn't dial this number to listen to me chirp about me. Most of my work is done from 8 to 5, Monday through Friday. But last Saturday night was different. Startling. I was alone as usual in my dark, mysterious apartment, doing the usual, sweeping the eraser dust off my desk and straightening the pencils in my pencil cup when, suddenly, that's right, the phone rang. Who was it, I wondered? Was it spam? Dunno. So I let my assistant take the call. I've never learned her name. She just goes by VM. Does that stand for Vera Miles? Victoria Munchkin? Very manly? Dunno. Another mystery I don't have time to ponder. A couple hours later, after I finished dusting out my empty file cabinets, I remembered I should check in with VM about that call. It was Seth. Seth with a K. He sounded fairly calm under the circumstances. Fairly is the key word here. I listened on.
Mister, you got to help me. We got no water. We ain't got no dime. We ain't got no way to pay you, but we sure knows how to rhyme. We ain't got no water, but we don't wants to pay no weekend rates. We can show waits to Monday, so we don't breaks the bank.
Well, I fairly calmed him down by letting him know that I don't have weekend rates and I wasn't going to make him or his family wait until Monday to have water again. He explained how his 5-year-old son had used their sprinkler valve pipe as a brake for his hoverboard, much like a truck on a runaway ramp alongside the highway. Needless to say, the little boy and his dad were the only ones getting a shower this Saturday night. The boy's dad, Seth, got the water turned off at the water meter and then also turned off the house's shut-off valve so the water wouldn't drain out of their 2-story house. Okay, I'm going to hang up that hat, roll up my short sleeves, and get to work. Oh, before I go, please like and subscribe and hit that bell. I have no idea what that means, but they asked me to say that. Okay, Seth insisted that they could wait until after church the next day for me to come up to Tasca-Roebleton to take care of him, and that he was fine with the 1-hour fee for the travel time. The vertical 1-inch pipe feeding the anti-siphon valve snapped off at the T. Not cool. This horizontal pipe is the main line from the water meter to the house. Normally, these main lines are much deeper and come all the way to this vertical pipe, and then there would be normally a T for the irrigation system either here, or here, or here, with a shutoff valve to isolate the sprinkler valve in case of a problem. Instead, they installed a shutoff valve on the vertical pipe under the sprinkler valve. Apparently, the reason the installers didn't run the main line directly to the vertical piping for the house was because of this concrete here from the foundation. I prefer not to get involved with metal piping since I don't stock the tools or the fittings on my truck for it. And I don't solder copper pipe either. This gave me hesitation whether I wanted to tackle this in case something went awry down here where the PVC converts to metal piping. Another issue to ponder was this connection here. It might be difficult to see, but this feed pipe is coming up at an angle and over at an odd angle, so this could be more of a challenge than I want to take on for a Sunday morning. But I decided that it was worth the attempt. I figured since the water was already off, that if it got too hairy, I could just walk away at no charge and let them bring in a plumber at twice the price I would have charged. He had already voiced that this was an option if I didn't want to mess with it. I cut the assembly out right at the T here and the elbow here. I also dug out more of the soil here to get as much flexibility with this pipe as possible. It was imperative to retain as much of the pipe as possible. Next, I glued on this T. There was no variable there. This is how it should have been done. This way I can isolate the sprinkler valve assembly away from the main line. The tricky part in all this was the elbow connection since the angles don't match up. The key was getting flexibility on the right side because there is no flexibility on the left side of this assembly. I installed this pipe next. There are 4 joints here, and the length of the pipes must be correct within 1/8 of an inch for a proper fit. These 4 joints must be glued together all at the same time, so I will be very liberal with how much glue I put on each joint. I still need to be as quick as possible, and I have my channel lock set to the right size and within reach before I begin. The moment of truth. Ta-da! It worked! Thank you, Lord. Seriously. I held that elbow assembly together for a few minutes to make sure it didn't slide apart. While that was drying, I did the easy part, installing the sprinkler valve assembly. The drip tubing wouldn't reach to its new location, so I had to cut it and splice in a new section after I got the valve in place. First, I started with the new 1-inch ball valve, which you can get on my resources site linked below, as you can most of the fittings and tools you see me use. A 6-inch round valve box with a lid will be installed as Seth gently backfills this finished product. Well, another happy client. I guess it's back to the office and check in with VM. I wonder what her name is. Dunno. I've got things to do, like untangle my paper clips and erase the writing off my big pink eraser. Until our next caper. Sayonara, baby.